So, who saw that night in 1983?
Whoa!
Well, we're done. Buy the Blu-ray. See you guys.
Thank you for your support.
I personally know that when I saw that, my eyes were not just glued to the television, but that might have been the case because we had a 13-inch TV with a pair of pliers. So that's how I found TV. But how about you, Dan?
It's actually remarkable to me, and I'm going to say this quickly because let's get to V, but,
Yeah.
1983, this was when I was in my senior year of high school, which I don't remember much of, but I remember V.
So, how did V come to be birthed?
How did it happen?
How did it happen?
Well, probably a lot of these people know this, so I'll just sort of go through it as quickly as I possibly can, get as close to the microphone as I possibly can. I had read a novel by Sinclair Lewis that was written in 1935 about the rise of fascism that was happening in Germany and Italy during the 30s, happening in America, with the idea that, well, it can't happen here. Well, and you've heard that this book has been sort of in the press lately in the last couple of years, as a matter of fact. And it inspired me to sort of try to do a piece about how ordinary people in present-day America would respond to extraordinary circumstances. And it sort of evolved into this kind of allegorical warning about the dangers facing any free society when it's taken over by a demagogue who has led his followers into a regime that tramples over democracy and stomps on the rules of law. It tells it's about telling big lies that spread, and they tell it over and over and over again. And it's
This wasn't a believable scenario at all.
No, it really was a very far out concept. Yeah, and at the same time, the free press is being undermined, and until it gets to the point that there is only one source that you can go to for the news and for the truth. And I mean, look, it's happening in Russia and North Korea and China right now, for that matter. And people get killed if they don't say things that are nice about the leader. And so it's also about a regime that was focused on branding some people as others because of their religion or because of their skin color, or in the case of V, of course, because they had scientific expertise that might bring down the visitors.
So you're saying you don't personally hate scientists?
No, some of my best friends are scientists.
No one would ever really scapegoat science.
No, why would they do that?
That did seem ridiculous to me.
There's one piece of dialogue, incidentally, that comes up a lot when people write me or talk to me, and it's a pair of lines that happen late in the story when Mark has found out the visitor leader's diabolical plans, and he says to his visitor friend, Martin, how'd somebody like that get to be your leader? And Martin says, charisma, circumstances, promises, and not enough of us spoke out against it until it was too late. It's happened on your planet, hasn't it?
Yes.
And yes, indeed it.
So we have I got so excited by the promo, I forgot to play a piece of the Blu-ray. Let's see a little bit what that moment where the saucers come in, what it looks like now, all these years later.
The beautifully remastered Blu-ray?
Well, let's let the audience judge for themselves.